Have you ever wondered why, despite having more than enough, you still feel unfulfilled in a world where we're constantly bombarded with advertisements, trends, and the pressure to keep up? It's easy to get caught in a cycle of consumption that promises happiness, but often leaves us feeling empty. But what if there was another way to live one that doesn't require constantly chasing the next big thing? What if you could find true happiness in the simplest moments of life? In this video, I'm going to share a powerful, life-changing approach called the slow life. It's a way of living that challenges the norms of consumerism and offers a deeper, more meaningful existence. As we age, we begin to realize that material possessions and fleeting pleasures don't bring lasting happiness. Instead, we find fulfillment in experiences, relationships, and quiet moments of reflection. You'll hear my personal story about downsizing my life and moving into a narrow boot, and how this simple change led to a profound sense of freedom and contentment. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the constant need for more, this video will show you how letting go of excess can bring you a peace you never thought possible. By the end of this video, you'll understand how choosing a simpler, slower life can lead to better health, financial freedom, and a deeper connection to yourself and others. You'll discover how to stop the cycle of mindless consumption, embrace the beauty of simplicity, and create space for the things that truly matter. So if you're ready to find greater happiness and peace, join me on this journey of slowing down, simplifying, and living intentionally. This is the secret to a fulfilling life, and it's one you don't want to miss. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now let's begin. We've spent decades being bombarded by advertisements, each one whispering or shouting the same promise: spend more, own more, and somehow you'll be more for years. Many of us fell for it. We believed happiness was wrapped up in shiny new packaging, the latest gadgets, the fastest cars, or the dream vacations we bought into. The illusion that these possessions could somehow fill the void within. But now, with the clarity and wisdom that comes from a life well lived, we see the cracks in that promise. We've come to realize that true happiness isn't found in what we own. The deepest needs of our hearts and souls can't be purchased at any price. Modern society, however, is relentless. It thrives on consumerism, perpetuating the idea that our worth is tied to what we buy. It's a machine designed to keep us spending, urging us to believe that we're only valuable if we contribute to its endless churn. But let me ask you this. When was the last time owning a new gadget or a luxurious item truly brought you last? Joy, perhaps it felt good for a moment, but did it truly nourish your spirit? Likely not. I've lived long enough to remember a time when life was simpler, when our worth wasn't measured by the contents of our homes or bank accounts. And while I cherish those memories, I also know how suffocating it can feel to live in today's world where even time seems monetized. But here's the good news. There's a way out. We don't have to keep racing. We've earned the right to step off this treadmill, to breathe deeply, and to live at a slower, more intentional pace. And let me tell you, it's one of the most liberating choices you'll ever make. Years ago, I made a radical decision. I downsized my life in every sense of the word. I sold my sprawling home and chose a new life on a narrow boot. For those unfamiliar, narrow boats are just that narrow, at 50 feet long and less than 7 feet wide. There's no room for clutter, no space to hoard. Moving into that boat forced me to confront the sheer volume of things I had accumulated over the years. I found boxes of items I hadn't touched in decades, Kitchen gadgets I didn't even remember buying. And believe it or not, 5 coffee makers. Why on earth did I need 5 coffee makers? At first, the process of letting go was terrifying. Each item seemed to carry a memory, a story, or what if I need this someday excuse. But as I began to release those things, something remarkable happened. I felt lighter, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. It was as though every item I let go of took a piece of my stress, my worry, my baggage with it. Life on the narrow boot isn't glamorous, but it's deeply fulfilling. I've learned to cherish simplicity, to find joy in what truly matters, the beauty of the morning mist on the water, the satisfaction of a meal cooked with love, and the warmth of meaningful conversations. My soul feels lighter here because it's no longer weighed down by things that don't truly matter. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the endless push to consume, know that you're not alone. And more importantly, know that it's never too late to change. You can let go of the things that don't serve you. You can choose to live slower, to breathe deeper, to reclaim the kind of happiness that can't be bought, but only found within the journey. Isn't always easy, but I promise you it's worth every step, moving into that small space and taking only what I truly needed felt like stepping into a new chapter of my life. A chapter filled with lightness and clarity. It was as if I had been carrying an invisible weight for years, and suddenly it was gone. Imagine the mythical Atlas, forever straining under the weight of the sky, finally shrugging it off. That's exactly how it felt, a profound and almost spiritual liberation. This wasn't just about decluttering my physical surroundings. It was about shedding years of accumulated emotional baggage, tied to stuff. It was transformative, like finally exhaling after holding my breath for far too long. Even if you're not planning to move or downsize, I urge you to give it a try. Start. SM, or open your kitchen cabinets, sift through your closets, and peek into the corners of your garage. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Let it go. Don't hoard. Every item you release is like peeling back another layer of stress and obligation. The less you have, the more you can breathe and the more space you create. Not just in your home, but in your heart and mind. Simplifying your surroundings is like a balm for the soul. It brings a calmness and focus that modern life rarely allows us to feel. I'm not against capitalism, far from it. It's a system that, when balanced, drives innovation, fosters creativity, and makes life more convenient. Think of the baker who sells a loaf of bread for a modest profit. They've poured their effort and skill into creating something valuable. And I'm more than happy to support that. It's a fair exchange rooted in hard work and mutual benefit. But where it all goes, Ari, is when consumption loses its purpose, when we buy not out of need or joy, but out of habit or pressure. We trap ourselves in an endless cycle of acquiring more and more. The competition inherent in capitalism can be a beautiful thing, keeping prices fair and products improving, but it also fuels an insatiable hunger for the next big thing. The newest gadget, the latest trend, the fleeting illusion of happiness through possessions as the years go by. We begin to see the truth. The things we once thought we needed, the shiny objects, the latest technology, the extravagant wardrobes are nothing more than distractions. Life's true treasures are far simpler. The warmth of genuine relationships, the beauty of shared moments, and the peace of quiet reflection. Choosing to live a slow, less materialistic life is like swimming against the current of modern society. Most people are caught up in the frantic rush of consumer culture, constantly chasing, buying, and wanting to step off that treadmill is to be an outlier, a rebel of sorts. But, oh, what a beautiful rebellion it is. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. Being in the minority means seeing life from a different vantage point. It means savoring moments instead of possession, prioritizing depth over quantity, and finding fulfillment not in the next purchase, but in the richness of simply being. It's not always easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. Freedom, clarity, and a life filled with purpose and meaning await those who dare to live with less, and believe me, it's worth it. When you choose to embrace a simpler way of living, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see life with fresh eyes. Suddenly, the things that once seemed insignificant take on profound meaning. The gentle rustle of leaves, dancing in the wind, becomes a soothing melody. The sun's warmth on your skin feels like a tender embrace from nature itself. Those once fleeting, quiet moments of reflection begin to stretch into hours of peace and contentment. It's in these small, precious details that life's true richness lies, a richness no amount of money can never buy. Simplicity is not about deprivation. It's about intention. It's about clearing away the noise to focus on what genuinely lights up your soul, on what brings you unfiltered joy, and learning to let go of everything else. With grace. At first, this journey might feel lonely or even strange. The world around you, filled with the endless hum of consumerism, might not understand your decision to step off the treadmill. Friends might question why you no longer chase the latest gadgets or trends, and family might raise an eyebrow at your newfound minimalist ways. But, oh, the peace that comes when you resist the pull of more slowly. But surely you begin to realize that this path, while unconventional, is deeply fulfilling. It's a path that leads you back to yourself, a self that revels in simplicity, finds joy and quietude and treasures the little things in life that once went unnoticed as we grow older. Our desires often shift the grand adventures we once sought, might lose their sparkle, replaced by a yearning for something quieter, more intimate. I found that joy often hides in the tiniest of moments. A cup of tea savoured on a chilly morning becomes a profound act of self-care. Time spent with loved ones feels like the richest gift of all. Even the simple act of watching birds flutter around a feeder can fill your heart in ways that no extravagant experience ever could. These are the treasures of a simple life, and they're astonishingly free. That's the beauty of it. Slow living invites us to see that we already have so much. If only we take the time to notice when you release yourself from the endless chase. For possessions, a magical space opens up in your life, a space for growth, curiosity, and rediscovery. Perhaps you'll plant a garden, watching life sprout and flourish under your care. Maybe you'll finally read that book you've been meaning to, or revisit a long-forgotten hobby that once made your heart sing. These small, purposeful joys fill your days with meaning in a way that no shiny object ever could. The truth is, living simply doesn't just change your surroundings. It transforms your heart. It teaches you that the most valuable things in life are not things at all, but moments, connections, and the deep sense of peace that comes from truly appreciating the life you already have. Let's be completely honest. Consumerism is everywhere. It's like an invisible force that seeps into every corner of our lives, urging us to want more, buy more, and accumulate more. Even when you've taken a firm stand and decided to pursue a slower, simpler life, a life filled with intentionality and peace, it doesn't mean the temptations magically disappear. No, they stay waiting for those moments when your resolve is weakest. You'll see them in the glossy images of advertisements promising happiness, in the seductive lure of a limited time sale, or even in that little surge of dopamine you get when you click add to cart on an online store. How often have we all wandered onto a website like Amazon, not even needing anything, only to find ourselves scrolling, aimlessly adding items to our carts simply because we're bored or seeking Comfort, that's the trap of consumerism. It convinces us that happiness and fulfillment are just one purchase away, even though deep down we know the truth. Though those things we buy are merely fleeting distractions, they provide a quick thrill, but leave us emptier in the long run. Breaking free of this cycle isn't easy. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do, because it requires you to face a truth that can be uncomfortable. We've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to what we own. But here's the good news. While it's not easy, it's entirely possible. Like any habit, the urge to consume can be unlearned with patience and persistence. Start small. Tell yourself you'll go just one day without buying anything. At first, it might feel strange, even frustrating, like you're denying yourself a reward, but then challenge yourself to go 2 days, then a week. Slowly, you'll notice something amazing. The urge to spend starts to lose its power. The pole of consumerism that once felt so overwhelming begins to fade, replaced by something much more profound, a sense of contentment with what you already have, each step you take towards. Simplicity strengthens your ability to resist the noise and pressure of consumerism until one day you realize you don't need it at all. And what happens when you let go of the endless need to acquire more? You create space, not just in your home, but in your heart and mind as well. You'll suddenly find yourself with time, energy, and even money that used to be tied up in shopping spending and accumulating. What will you do with this new found freedom? The possibilities are as vast and open as the life you're creating. Perhaps you'll take up a new hobby or revisit an old one that brought you joy: knitting, painting, gardening, or writing. Maybe you'll discover the simple pleasure of walking in the park, feeling the sun on your skin, and listening to the birds sing as you let your thoughts wander. You might decide to spend more time with loved ones, sharing meaningful conversations, laughter, and the wisdom you've gathered over the years. Or maybe you'll dedicate yourself to a craft or skill you've always wanted to master, but never had the time to fully pursue whatever you choose. These activities will bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no material possessions ever could yet. Let's not sugarcoat. Choosing to live a slower, simpler life isn't without its challenges. You'll face resistance not just from society, but from within yourself. After all, we've been taught for so long that success, happiness, and even love are measured by the things we own. Letting go of this deeply ingrained belief can feel like stepping into the unknown, and that can be scary. You might feel moments of doubt, wondering if you're missing out, or if others think less of you for not keeping up. Friends and family may not understand your choices, and their well-meaning comments or actions might make you question your path. Society doesn't make it easy either. The world around us thrives on consumption, and stepping away from that system can feel isolating, like you're swimming against the tide. But here's the beautiful truth. Stepping away is one of the most liberating things you'll ever do. Yes, there's discomfort. At first, change always comes with growing pains, but the rewards are profound and lasting. As you release the grip of consumerism, you'll find yourself rediscovering what truly matters. You'll come to see that your worth has never been tied to the things you own, but to the life you live and the person you are. The pressure to keep up with others will melt away, replaced by a deep peace that comes from living in alignment with your values. Instead of filling your home with things, you'll fill your days with experiences, connections, and moments that bring you joy and nourish your soul. Imagine waking up each day not burdened by the weight of things you don't need, but excited by the freedom to live authentically. Picture a home that's not cluttered with unnecessary items, but filled with love, laughter, and the things that truly bring you joy. Envision a life where your time is spent doing what you love, surrounded by people who matter most. instead of chasing after the next best thing. This is the life that simplicity offers, a life of meaning, peace, and deep satisfaction. Yes, the journey towards simplicity is challenging. It asks you to confront habits and beliefs that have been part of you for years, even decades, but every step you take is a step toward a life that's richer, fuller, and more aligned with your true self. And as you walk this path, you'll find that the rewards far outweigh the sacrifices. The clutter will fall away. And in its place, you'll find clarity, freedom, and a deeper sense of happiness than you ever thought possible. So take that first step. Resist the nudge to buy something you don't need today, and instead invest in something far more valuable. Your peace of mind over time, you'll realize that simplicity isn't just about having less. It's about making room for more of what truly matters, and that in itself is a gift worth pursuing. One of the most life-changing realizations I've had as I've grown older is the incredible power of living a slower, more intentional life, and how it can bring true financial freedom. When you step away from the endless cycle of buying things you don't truly need, a new world of possibility opens up instead of pouring hard-earned money into fleeting trends or objects that quickly lose their value. You start saving for what truly matters. Imagine being able to visit your family more often without worrying about the cost of a plane ticket picture, the security of investing in your health, whether it's nutritious food, regular checkups, or wellness activities without feeling burdened by financial strain. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment Toby below to let me know that you are still here with me. And think about the comfort of knowing you have a financial cushion that lets you rest easy, free from the fear of unexpected expenses. For me, living simply is like clearing the clutter from not just my home, but my mind and heart as well. It allows me to focus on what truly brings joy and fulfillment, instead of working tirelessly to sustain a lifestyle built on consumption. I found the beauty of using my resources to nurture my well-being and invest in experiences that leave a lasting imprint on my soul. I've realized that financial freedom isn't about having more money. It's about needing less and using what you have wisely in alignment with your values. As we age, there's a natural tendency to reflect on the lives we've lived, the choices we've made, and the lessons that have shaped us. A slow, intentional life provides the perfect space for this kind of deep reflection. When I think back on my journey, it's not the possessions I accumulated or didn't accumulate that stand out instead. It's the memories of warm embraces, heartfelt conversations, and quiet moments of stillness that come to mind. I remember the mornings when I'd sit by the window, watching the sunrise with a cup of tea in hand, feeling a profound sense of peace wash over me. Those moments were priceless, and they didn't cost a dime. Looking back, I feel no regret for the things I didn't buy or the trends I chose not to follow. What I cherish most are the experiences of connection and the sense of alignment I feel from living according to my values. Yes, I've made mistakes along the way, many of them. But those mistakes taught me more than any success ever could. They showed me the importance of clarity, of listening to my inner voice, and of prioritizing. What truly matters, the slow and simple life I've embraced, isn't just a lifestyle, it's a statement of who I am and what I stand for. It's a reminder that real wealth is not found in material possessions, but in the richness of the life you create for yourself and those you love. As I look toward the future, I often think about the legacy I want to leave behind. What do I want my children, grandchildren, and loved ones to remember about me? It's not the size of my bank account or the things I own. I hope those things fade into the background. What I want them to remember is the way I lived my life with simplicity, mindfulness, and gratitude. I hope they'll see that happiness doesn't come from chasing more, but from appreciating what you already have. I want them to remember the small yet meaningful lessons I've tried to pass on the beauty of slowing down, the value of staying true to yourself, and the importance of finding joy in life's simple pleasures. I want them to see that even as life grows quieter, it can still be deeply fulfilling, perhaps more so than in the busy, chaotic years of youth. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that the most important gifts we can give our loved ones are not material. They are lessons, values, and examples. I hope my children and grandchildren will remember that I lived with a purpose, not just to accumulate wealth, but to find contentment in the things that matter. I hope they'll understand that my greatest treasures weren't in my possessions, but in the love I shared, the wisdom I gained, and the peace I found in living a simple, intentional life. I hope they'll carry those lessons forward, finding their ways to live meaningfully and joyfully. And if they do, then I'll know my life has made a difference, not through grandeur or excess, but through the quiet, lasting impact of living a life true to myself and my values, as the years pass and we find ourselves in the later chapters of life. The importance of our health begins to shine with an almost sacred clarity. It is no longer something we can take for granted, nor can we afford to place it on the back burner of our priorities. Health becomes the foundation upon which all else is built. The joys we experience, the connections we nurture, and the memories we create. Yet the world around us often pulls us in the opposite direction, glorifying productivity, material success, and constant busyness in this relentless race. It's far too easy to neglect the care and attention our bodies and minds so desperately need. But what happens when we decide to step off this treadmill and embrace a slower, more intentional way of living? Slow living is not about giving up on life or ambitions. It is about reclaiming our time, energy, and focus. It is about making a conscious choice to prioritize what truly matters, and at the heart of this is our well-being. When we slow down, we begin to hear what our bodies have been trying to tell us all along. The signs of fatigue, the cravings for nourishment, the aches and tensions we've ignored in our rush to keep up. This mindfulness is not only empowering, it is transformative. Embracing slow living feels like opening a door to a new kind of freedom, a freedom that comes from placing my health and happiness above the external demands of the world. It allows me to pause and ask myself questions that often go unasked in the chaos of daily life. Am I rested? Am I eating well? Am I finding joy in the small moments? These simple yet profound inquiries guide me toward a lifestyle that supports both my physical health and emotional well-being. One of the most beautiful aspects of slow living is the space it creates for rest and self-care. In today's culture, rest is often seen as a luxury or even a sign of laziness, but it is in truth an essential part of living well. Rest is not just about sleep, although quality sleep is vital. It's about permitting ourselves to step back, breathe deeply, and recharge. It's about creating moments of quiet reflection where we can reconnect with our inner selves. These moments of pause allow us to recalibrate, to let go of stress, and to find balance in a world that constantly pushes us to the brink. Another cornerstone of slow living is the opportunity to nourish our bodies with care and intention. This isn't about fad diets or strict regimens. It's about developing a relationship with food that is rooted in love and respect. Preparing meals with fresh, wholesome ingredients becomes an act of self-love, and eating mindfully becomes a celebration of the sustenance that keeps us going. Over time, we begin to notice the incredible impact this has not just on our physical health, but also on our mental clarity and emotional stability. Perhaps one of the most profound shifts that comes with slow living is the deeper connection it fosters with nature. There is something undeniably healing about stepping outside and immersing ourselves in the natural world, whether it's the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, the warmth of sunlight on our skin, or the rhythmic sound of waves on a shore. Nature has a way of grounding us and reminding us of life's simple yet profound beauty. For me, these moments in nature feel like a homecoming, a return to something pure and timeless. Research has shown that spending time outdoors reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and enhances mental clarity. But these benefits go beyond the scientific. They touch the soul. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Slow living also challenges the relentless pursuit of more that dominates modern life. More money, more possessions, more achievements. These are the metrics by which success is often measured. But in slowing down, we discover that true success lies not in accumulation, but in connection with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. We learn to find joy in the little things. A kind word, a shared laugh, a quiet moment of gratitude. These are the moments that fill our lives with meaning. In this slower way of life, health is not an afterthought or a box to check off a to-do list. It is a priority, a cornerstone of everything else we hope to achieve and experience with less pressure to keep up with the pace of modern life. We can redirect our energy toward what truly matters. We can focus on staying active, eating well, and nurturing our mental and emotional health. And perhaps most importantly, we can find the courage to let go of the things that drain us, whether it's toxic relationships, unrealistic expectations, or the endless pursuit of perfection. For me, slow living is not just a lifestyle. It is a philosophy, a deeply emotional commitment to valuing myself and my well-being. It has taught me that life's most precious moments are not found in the rush, but in the stillness. It has shown me that true fulfillment comes not from doing more, but from being present. As I walk this path, I am reminded that taking care of my health is not just an act of self-preservation, it is an act of self-love. It is the greatest gift I can give to myself and to those who love me. In the end, the choice to live slowly is a choice to live deeply, richly, and authentically. It is a choice to prioritize health not as a burden, but as a celebration of the life we are so fortunate to live. It is a reminder that while the world may hurry on without us, we have the power to create our rhythm, one that honors our bodies, nourishes our souls, and leads us to a life of true well-being. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored about the power of slow living and prioritizing health. What resonated with you the most? Was it the reminder to listen to your body, the importance of rest, or the healing connection with nature? We'd love to hear your thoughts share in the comments below. One thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to bring it into practice in your own life. Your insights and experiences could inspire someone else to take a step toward a healthier, more intentional way of living. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please let us know by leaving a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content together. Let's embrace a life that's not just longer, but richer and more fulfilling. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.